Welcome to the live. I am pumped to be here, excited to see whoever is joining. If you are joining, say hi in the comments. Let me know. If you're watching the replay, also let me know. I want to see that. It's good for the algorithm. It's good for the algorithm. It's good for me to see who's actually retaining the information after we post it live. Also, it's good for the group to grow. So again, if you have joined, go ahead and say hello in the comments. Let me know what you're working on. This week, I am in the process of onboarding everyone into the new program inside of Kajabi. Really pumped to see everything kind of going. Brett says he's already watching the replay, which seems kind of impossible, but I'm excited about it. Hey, Hannah, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a minute. Tyler says, hey, in the comments. Thaddeus says, Roy, my boy, but he misspelled boy, so we're just going to ignore that for a minute. So today I want to talk about my actual favorite lead source that every single person in the entire internet has access to. Like we all have access to it. And it's also the one thing that photographers are least likely to do. And that is networking, right? It's a scary thing. We keep thinking, oh my God, it's intimidating. I got to go meet new people. Why would I want to do that? I got to go say hi to a stranger. Oh, fuck that. And I just got demonetized right there. No. But realistically speaking, it's that thing that photographers feel like we just don't want to do, and we all have access to it. And the funny thing is networking it's everything you really need. You don't really need to do everything else. Everything else should be a bonus, but we're kind of we've been trained by our cell phones. Tyler says, Roy is still in the 1980s when it comes to slang. Facts. I am 100%. I am an 80s kid, even though I was born in 93. So I don't really know how that works, but that's what it is. But yeah, we all have access to this. We all think that it's the worst thing to do, though, right? We're on our phones. What we do is, since cell phones have come out, since social media has become popular, since all these different things that matter now have become popular, we just hang out on our phones, and we end up looking like we're like this all day. Oh, I gotta answer this. I gotta go on this. I gotta go on my laptop. I gotta go do this. The fact is that the basis for all these communication messages, the social media, the Instagram, the lives, all those things, they're actually designed. Their original intent, I should say, not what it is now, but they were originally designed to connect people with people they already knew. It was about human connection. Which is ironic because all they do now is separate us, right? We don't have people in the same room with us. We don't hang out or do anything else. And I'll tell you, as a photographer, I want to say like one of my most popular lead sources, the leads I book on a consistent basis are from people who have actually met me in person. The vendors who can put like my face to the business name, the vendors who see me kind of hanging around at different networking events. Even the friends, like the photographers that I get to go second shoot with. That's another form of networking, essentially. Like I can get seconds from it, and I can also get second shooting jobs from it if I wanted to do that. But we like to ignore these kind of things. We like to only go on, well, I could just find a photographer on HoneyBook, or I don't need to know who the best planner is in the area because I can just Google that. I can go look at their reviews. No, that's not the best way to do it. Because here's the deal. When you stand out, if we're trying to stand out, which is what all of marketing is you just want to stand out from your competition, essentially. If you want to stand out, the best way to do that is to go in front of a group of people and say, hi, this is me, this is my name. You should probably not say it like, hi, this is me. I'd go with, hi, my name is, but whatever, it works either way. When you go and make it like an in-person connection, that person remembers you. You already have a stronger viewpoint, because when you're a digital person, when you're like someone who's just like an Instagram name or a Facebook page or just a photo, you're not really a real person to them. You're an NPC. You're a non-playable character. You're just automated. You're not connecting. They're not going to remember you until they've actually had a conversation with you. And the thing is, they're less likely to recommend you based on just your profile or your website. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it absolutely will happen. They will recommend you based on their website if they really haven't done their research and don't know anyone else. But if you want to get into markets that are already saturated and maybe you're just starting out, you got to go make an impact on people around you. You got to go say, hey, I'm Roy. I shoot photos for a living. Tell me about what you're doing. And it's so funny because if you do this, it's not just that your business will improve. If you start making an effort to go meet somebody new, and it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to meet 30 people in a week. you just make an effort to meet one new person every single week. If we do this, not only does our business become better, but our personal lives become better. We become happier because now we have a growing number of friend groups. Okay? This doesn't mean like you're going to make your best friend here. This is not somebody you're going to tell all your deep, dark secrets to. You don't need that. You don't need that right off the bat. And I really don't recommend giving that information out to just anybody. There are people, there should be levels to your communication. There should be like, some people get all the access. They get to know all the things that are going on. And some people get to know just the good stuff. And some people get to know like the family personal details. You shouldn't be giving away all of the information, but making a connection with somebody once a week is great. Even if you just have someone else you can go and grab a pizza with, right? Grab a pizza, grab a drink. This is 100% the best way to do it. I don't know who it is because I can just see Facebook use here, but they said, I think the last few years of COVID haven't helped with in-person networking. The world adjusted and got too comfortable. Yeah, it killed everything. We decided we don't need to leave our houses to make connections. That's a problem. That's not how you're supposed to operate as a human being. Humans need to be around other humans in order to like have a regular reaction. If you came out of COVID and you were stuck inside your house for months and then you finally did your first wedding and you were around a group of people, you probably had no idea what exactly to say to those people. The thing is being around other people or networking in general or making friends is like a muscle. You have to take it to the gym. And it doesn't have to be that complicated. But I'll tell you, if you want to make leads quickly and you want to make connections quickly, this is the way to do it. This is absolutely the way to do it. I met somebody one time at one meeting, and all of a sudden I am on their preferred vendor list. This is without doing any work for them. We're on the preferred vendor list. We're coming to shoot some headshots of them. We're going to be taking. We're invited to be at all the events that they're having. They have a lot of like vendor networking events coming up in there. They're actually making dinner for me and Tyler next week to go shoot the fireworks from their rooftop. It's that connection only happens because I went and I said, "Hey, I'm Roy. I take photos for a living." We had a nice meet and greet. That's all we really need. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to have like this script or anything you got to follow or like, oh, I have to say this and sound this. No, anyone is honestly, anyone that you meet is honestly not going to be perfect at this right off the bat. And a lot of times you'll find that people are typically nervous right off the bat anyway. So if you come off as perfect, you're a little more intimidating. It's weird, but it's kind of good to fuck up. It really is. It's this thing where you can connect with another person without actually feeling like you're forcing it. It's not a forced thing. And the mindset you come in with that is important too, right? It's like if you're going to go to a meeting, you're going to go find these places to meet new people. Stop coming in with the idea that you're going to just jump on someone's list or they're going to give you business right away. We don't want to approach anyone with that because then we're coming in from a position of like, I'm going to take from you. You don't want to come into anything from a position of I'm going to take or I'm going to get or this. What you want to do is you want to come to those places with, hey, I'm going to meet somebody new today. It's exciting. I get to learn about another human being. Again, every single app on your phone, besides maybe some like automation apps for certain things, are kind of designed to connect you with other humans, but through the method of taking you away from other humans. Every single app on your phone. It could be Instagram that was once to see your friends and kind of see what they're up to. Maybe they're going out to dinner. I remember years ago, you log into Instagram and the first thing you see is like 50 to 60 different photos of like whatever they were having for lunch. It was kind of annoying at the time, and then we got into the more like the photography community thing, which was great because back in the day, you used to post an image of what you were shooting, and then you'd go meet up with other photographers and shoot with them and kind of learn how they worked. It's no longer the case anymore. You're getting like a 30% reach. So you're spending more time on your phone to connect with people that never actually see it. Do you see how that's like counterintuitive? It's like all these apps just kind of like started taking you away. Dating, for example, okay? You have Tinder on your phone, Hinge, whatever the hell it is. The thing is, they're designed to connect you, but they're also like, it's counterintuitive for them to actually connect you with somebody that you would want to connect with, right? Like the more time you spend on the app, the more money they can make from you. Whether that's via upgrades or whatever, and you're still going to that app for really the same reason. You're just wanting to meet new people. You want to go on dates, whatever. You want to go do these things. They're all like designed to use the desire that humans have to meet other people and then pull them away from you. It's really messed up if you think about it. If you go on YouTube and you want to just like a deep dive, there's a channel called Moon that does like a deep dive into how those apps work and like what all the processes are for them. Because even if they start out with a good mission, like, oh, we're going to connect more people with the people they want to meet, Well, over a certain period of time, those people start leaving, then the app usership goes down, and then the profits for those apps also go down. So it's like a catch-22 for them, because if they want to be good at what they're doing, then they have to connect people. But if they're too good, then their business goes out of business. It's really funny. But again, it all comes down to this base human connection. And so how does it work? How do you get leads from these things? Well, you go and you just say hi to one person at an event. You go on Eventbrite. You go on Facebook events. You go out to these places where you can meet people. And I'm telling you, once you've made it like an in-person impact, you're already more high of mind there. You're standing out more because there's a lot of people that aren't just completely avoiding it. There are photographers that are shooting really amazing work, but like literally you never see them outside of like Facebook or with their family. And it doesn't even have to be, this is a great thing, it doesn't even have to be business connections you're making. Listen, if you have an interest in your life, right? Maybe you like bowling, okay? For whatever reason, bowling is the first thing that came up. Side note, I hate bowling. But let's say bowling is like the thing you really like to do. If you can find a bowling group or something, like a group for people to meet up to go do that, not like a professional league, you're going to make friends on a closer level that are already interested in things you want to do. And those clients, they could be clients. You could run into a couple that's there. And that's not your intent. Again, it's coming into these things without intent. You're not coming in here to make clients. You're going into these events basically to just connect with other humans. That's really all you need to do. But we like to overcomplicate things. That's what humans do. We're almost the best at overcomplicating very simple things. We like to overcomplicate processes. We want scripts. Okay, well, I gotta go meet this person. What do I say to them right off the bat? Have you tried fucking hi? I don't know. You just, hey, hello? I mean, there's a lot of options. We can go through the languages and everything, but really, you just need to start with hi. And then give them your name and tell them kind of a little bit about yourself, and then start listening to what they're saying, and then you can respond back to those things. That's how a conversation works, in case you forgot. In case you've just been on Instagram for the last few years, or you've just been like messaging people through Messenger and have forgot how to do this in person. It's really the same thing. Hey, I'm Roy. I'm a wedding photographer. What do you do? They're going to give me some sort of answer, then I can listen to that. And I say, oh, that's really cool. Can you show me your work? Now I can see their work. We're having a conversation. It gets a little farther. And then like they might want to go talk business somewhere else. They might want to go meet new other people. That's okay. You made a connection. And when I say this is the fastest free lead source, it's not false. Because when you make the connection with the right person, they're going to meet another couple that's coming up. And they're going to be like, oh my God, I forgot. Brett's a perfect fit for this person. You know, they're gonna meet you, and they're gonna meet a couple, and they're gonna think, oh, this is the person I want to send them to. But the thing is if they don't know you other than your Instagram personality or what you post on captions, that's not gonna help. Brett says it cut out on hi, and all I heard was, have you tried fucking? At least I think that it was. There is the secret sauce. No, that is not the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce to get in a lot of trouble. Don't say that, okay? But what I'm saying is, with conversations, it's easy. You just walk up to someone and you say hi. Stop thinking about ulterior motives. Stop thinking you need a script. Stop thinking that it's more complicated than it is. It's just person to person talking. The worst thing that can happen, right? We're in this state of fear. We like to live in this state of fear. The worst thing that can happen is they say nothing, okay? Which would be really awkward for them. And honestly, if someone does that, I don't know that you want to connect with that person anyway, right? You say hi and they just kind of stare back at you blankly. I might think they're a robot. My first thought is going to be that is a robot and not a real person. That is clearly one of Elon Musk's experiments that are just running loose. It doesn't happen. I'll just be honest with you. It just doesn't happen. You always at least get a hi back. You might get surface answers right off the bat. But, you know, that's okay. You're just trying to meet new people. The fact is that when you go to these events or you go and find something to do interesting in your town, you're always at the opportunity to meet a new person. And a new person is always the person that's most excited about you right off the bat. Once they've met you and they know you, you're top of mind. Oh, I met this really cool photographer that does crazy engagement shoots all over the country. I met this really cool photographer that does local stuff for couples. I met this photographer at this local networking event that you know really works with couples who like drinking. Okay, maybe that's your thing. I don't know. The point is that you've made a connection. You made an impact. Not somebody memorizes you. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to. It's not an immediate like, oh, let me give you a lead right away. It has happened though, but it's the idea of you're making a connection. Now you're top of mind, and they're going to see you at the next event, and they're going to introduce you to their friends. Those friends are going to introduce you to their friends, and you're just going to continuously building up your network and also your friendship groups, hopefully, while you're doing this, and have more people to connect with on a regular basis. Maybe you're like, I don't really want to go to these events. What can I do there? Well, go to the events. You got to meet a couple people, or talk to the vendors you already work with. Like, invite one of your favorite vendors out to lunch. Don't talk to them on the phone. Don't sit there and wait for them to make a connection with you, or wait to send you a lead. Just ask them to lunch. Say like, hey, I really love working with you, and I want to work with you more often. I have fun at the last wedding. Whatever you want to say. Do you want to go grab lunch? Listen, I don't know about you guys, but anytime someone says you want to go grab lunch, I usually say yes. It's almost always like a first thought of mine. Matter of fact, meals are like one of those great ways where you can have a connection, you can have a conversation, you can do business, but it also just doesn't feel like you're like forcing anything. You should never come with like a sales pitch in mind. The second you start thinking about a sales pitch when you're meeting with like another person that you met at an event, it's just awkward. You've just ruined it already. You've already kind of muddied the waters. Kelsey says, but don't ask a vendor you've never met out to lunch. I do this all the time, actually, so I wouldn't say that's the case. If I hear about somebody from another vendor that is like a really great videographer or is a really great like photographer, I try and reach out. I might say, hey, let's go grab lunch. It's the worst that can happen. I have a bad lunch. Maybe they say something awkward. I don't know. If I go there and I find out they're an asshole, then guess what? I get to leave. I had a luxury planner tell me it's a big no-no. I bet that luxury planner is probably not that great at personal connections. Just to be real. Like, don't invite them out to lunch. I would say this, maybe like introduce yourself first. Don't just immediately start out with lunch. But just kind of like have a little conversation and then go with the lunch. But yeah, if you're just running up to somebody and being like, hey, go to lunch with us, it's a little awkward. You could also ask them out to coffee. You could also ask them just to kind of like talk shop. Okay. If you're really still uncomfortable with this, you're like, I don't really want to go meet people right off the bat. You can always do like a Zoom meeting. We can use COVID protocol for this if you really want to. It's just not going to be nearly as impactful, because when you're in front of me, I have to give you my full attention. I can't sit there and focus on work or do something else. Now, and by the way, this is something to really be important. If you're meeting someone and you're doing this shit the whole time, you're not really giving them the full attention. You're not giving them what they actually deserve as far as attention goes. You need to make sure that when you are hanging out with someone, when you're meeting new vendors, you're not distracted by the things that you think you have to do. Okay. Brett says, if you run up to me and ask me for Chicago deep dish pizza, I'm saying yes or no. I'm saying yes no matter what. So yeah, apparently you can just tell Brett there's pizza in the van and he'll jump right in. In case you guys are trying to kidnap Brett, that's the way to do it. But I'm saying the biggest opportunities that we have, like to get leads, if you're like, oh, I can't afford to do Facebook ads. I can't afford to redo my website right now. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. Okay, cool. You can afford to go to networking events. You can afford to take a half hour of your time and go meet somebody new. You can't afford to start making connections. What you can't afford to do is continually miss this opportunity. The longer you avoid this, the harder it's going to be for you to get leads on autopilot. Okay, we want leads coming in on a regular basis. Well, we have to start making connections with people. I'm not saying you can't get them directly from Google, because I absolutely 100% do. I'm not saying you can't get them from Instagram. You absolutely can. I'm saying this is one of those things where like the more connections you make, the more leads you'll get. I have one vendor that I met maybe 2 times in Indiana. She has sent me over the last 2 years, I believe we're now on 96 leads since December of 2020. Yeah. So December of 2020 all the way up until now, she sent me 96 leads. 96 leads from one person. I'm on the list for a whole bunch of other venues and vendors and all those things. So I get leads from all those as well. But just this one person. All you got to do is go connect with somebody. Find a venue, like go take pictures of it, ask for a tour. Go to local networking events. I'm sure there's a couple that are going on. You just go on Eventbrite and type in wedding. I'm sure you're going to find something. Now, be careful that you're not going to an event that's like meant for brides and grooms, like that are planning their weddings. You don't want to go to a bridal expo necessarily. But you can go to like local wedding vendor network meetings. You can also go to like venue openings. You can go to things that are just like fitting your interests. So like maybe you like flying and you want to go meet with a bunch of people who like flying. Well, they're guaranteed that one of those people has a spouse and they probably want photos. Okay? You can connect with those people. Brett says, people will recommend friends over a preferred vendor list any day. Make friends with vendors. Facts. I like my frienders. Okay. I like my friends that happen to be vendors. And I treat them that way too. It's never, I never come up to them and go, well, what can you do for me? No. It's always, what can I do for you? How can I help you? How do I help you get to where you want to go? How do we have a conversation? What do you want? Do you want to go grab lunch? Want to go hang out? You want to go grab drinks? Whatever. I get invited to those things all the time, and I do my absolute best to make sure I at least go to them when I can. Because the more people I connect with, the better the business is going to be doing. I can basically run the wedding business for me right now is almost running entirely on autopilot. We get leads just about every day. We have vendors who are sending us leads. We also get to go to the networking meetings. That's really the only thing I'm doing. I think in July, because we were so focused on this, I spent probably 6 hours on my wedding photography business, and we got on 4 or 5 different lists for preferred vendors. Only because I went to a couple of meetings, or I went to an online thing where I could actually have a face-to-face, kind of like the Zoom type thing. Or there were connections that I already made from the months before. My clients also like to refer me because they have a direct, connection with me right off the bat. That's why it's important when you're trying to sell something, if you can get them in person and you can meet them in person, you're going to be much better off. It's going to be a much easier sale. Always is. So my challenge to you guys today is think about how many hours you're spending on your phone trying to create internet leads, and whether it would be worth trading 1 or 2 of those hours a month, maybe going to 1 or 2 meetings a month instead. How much better would your life be if you had more vendors that were close friends? If you knew more of what your local community was doing, if you kind of knew what the problems were, maybe you can go in and you can solve a problem for them. Maybe what you know about Instagram or websites or whatever is something that they need to know. Maybe you can teach them that. That puts you that solidifies you as an expert. It also allows people to see you as an authority figure, a problem solver, somebody they want to connect with their clients because you solve the problem for them. It's just something to think about. How many days of our lives are we going to waste sitting in front of phones with our necks kind of humped over like this? How many days of our lives do we need to waste doing that kind of stuff rather than connecting with other people? Because I guarantee you, every person you know wants to connect with more people, even if they say they don't. They do. They just might have some scars in front of it. Every single person wants deeper relationships. I promise. Even if they don't know, because a lot of times people just have service relationships and they're not sure where to go from there. Well, I don't need another friend that just wants something from me. So don't be another person that just wants something from them. Be someone who's just looking to connect with them on a human level first, and then get to that level where you're doing business together. The more people you have in your life that are there as friends first, the better off your life is going to be. All the way around. You're going to get more leads. You're going to have more time. You're going to have more things to do. You're going to have more enjoyment and fulfillment out of your life. And who doesn't want that? So my challenge is this. For this week, I want you to go ahead and go on Facebook, go to the events page, go on Eventbrite, go to the events page, and look up something you can join to. Now, it doesn't have to cost money. It might. You might be doing drinks after work or something like that. That might be something you want to go do. But it could be a free event. It could be just something where people are talking about Marvel movies. I don't care what it is. Go to one of those things and just connect with somebody that's there. Make one connection. I'll do the same thing. I'll try and find two or three new events I can go to and get them signed up for, and we'll post the results. Now, the results doesn't mean you're going to necessarily get a lead right off the bat, but I will tell you, you're more likely to get a lead from doing these kind of things than you are from liking 50 or 60 posts an hour on Instagram. Almost guaranteed it. It's less disruptive to the people this way. Because when people go on Instagram, they're not looking to be sold to right off the bat. They are getting sold to almost every single other post, so they're numb to it. But when people are looking to connect with new people and then they find someone who just wants to connect on a basic level, you're the person they want to send the leads to. You're not a stressor. You're a problem solver. You're someone who's in it for them. They're in it for you. You're in it for them. I think that this is just going to make your business much better. It's going to make your life much better. It's going to make everything you do much better. It's going to have more impact. So, yeah, go out there and meet some new people. If you guys got value out of this, just let me know in the comments. Type in value. If you guys want more information on this, you guys want me to kind of teach you how to find events that make differences, go ahead and reach out. Just type reach out in the comments, and we'll connect with you over Messenger and give you some pointers. Totally free. Anyway, thanks for coming and hang out with me. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Again, this is every Thursday, 2:30 p.m. If it's something different, I'll let you know in the post beforehand. But I'm stoked you guys are here. You guys all mean a lot to me, and I can't thank you enough for being here.